I always wondered why the riots near the Manosphere grift. Women now make up 51% of the vote. Not saying bow to women, but geez, calling them useless after 27 won't get any votes. I don't know if it's necessarily conservatives. I feel like they're going to obviously probably be more conservative, but they didn't really talk about politics. Not that I watch if I've watched clips, I never see them really talk about politics. I think they
trend. I don't know if they are conservative, but they definitely trend right.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Because if you trend left, you like want to watch your girlfriend get smashed in front of you. So obviously,
we were talking about that last night because both Drex and Herc spent their time in the lifestyle. And the stories are just fucking riotous.
Oh,
man.
Dude. And look, I've been there. I've had 2 or 3 women, and I'm not into it, man, but I've had 2 or 3 women after I hooked up with them tell me, hey, like, you should come over and like have sex with me in front of my boyfriend and or husband. So that's happened 2 or 3 times for me. But it's weird. There's something weird about the fact that when I talked to Drex about it on our podcast, when me and Drex did our show, it's apparently so common. Like when you're a black dude.
Yeah, I mean, apparently, I don't know. I mean, I'm melanated, but I don't get that much, that much of those requests. Probably because, I put off a good, strong Christian vibe. I mean, that's the only thing I can possibly figure is. No, Drex. So the people. I think people misunderstand mine and Drex's like discussion and how our lives diverged at one point, because I have known Drex for like 25 going on 30 years. And that is true. But there are big gaps in the times that we hung out with each other. Our early years of college, we were not at the same schools. We barely saw each other at all.
Yeah.
Between let's see, my first and like 3rd year of college. Then Drex comes out to my school. We hang out all the time. Then after college, we hang out for a bit, but I go to work, and then Drex goes, and that's when I think he got into his lifestyle stuff. And I didn't talk to the man for like outside of an occasional text or something for like 5 years.
Do you think he was getting paid to be the bull?
No, he said no. He never took any money for it.
Dude, I would have.
Yeah, me too.
That'd be $100.
But so then like we started talking again, and then I moved away from the Twin Cities, which is, we lived in the Twin Cities for 5 years after we got married. We moved out to the country, and I didn't really see Drex at all for years of that. And then he starts like we kind of reconnect, and he's like, hey man, we laughed about the blackface picture and stuff. And that's when he decided to come on the show and talk about it. But then he starts talking about this lifestyle shit that he's been into. And I had no fucking idea. Like, I knew he had done a little bit of degenerate stuff, but nothing of this sort. So I'm just sitting there like absorbing these stories, laughing and marveling at how fucking insane they are. And then people like, I think, got the assumption that I had any idea about any of this, or like knew about it, and then some people got this weird idea that I was like also involved in some way, like in that lifestyle or that community. And no, to me, it was all just this foreign fucking language. And now it's just funny. But it's like, it's been such a weird ride catching up on these gaps in knowing someone. And I'm glad to have like friends that I can not talk to for a long time and still be friends with them afterwards. But it is always a weird manic craze to catch up with what they've been doing.
Dude, all my friends got married, moved away, and then they got divorced, and they got married again, and then they got divorced, and now they're just living like 8 states away, and they don't talk to anybody because I guess they're sad, which I would probably be sad too. But dude, that's wild. Speaking of the thing where they thought you were involved, there is something about if you bring someone on your show, or you know them, or you say they're in a picture with you, every female that I've brought onto the show, I've gotten comments on the videos or DMs asking like if I'm banging them. And I'm like, they live in LA, man. What are you talking about? Am I just banging that? No, she lives in LA.
His dick is not 10,000 miles long, guys.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure if I like flop that bitch out and put it on a bus, he'd get like cut up or something at some point. Somebody step on it or chop it off or something. And I ain't risking that shit.
No, it's why this is like internet. I'm gonna eventually like coin this expression, but it's like internet associative disorder.
Yeah.
Where if you see something online that happens, then you associate someone with that thing, and then your brain fills in the gaps. I've been trying to decipher this shit for months now because it's like, because I know Drex, I must be involved in this thing. It's like, okay, well, that's not true. Or if I talk to I mean, fuck. You start talking to lawyers and people, certain kinds of lawyers, and they're like, you must know all about this subject. I'm like, no, that's why I brought on the guy who knows all about that subject.
Yeah.
That's why I brought on that person. And it goes on and on and on, man. And like, it gets to the point where, fuck, we did the Vegas show, right?
Yep.
And people are like, Nick's doing a show in Vegas. It must be to bang a bunch of people. It's like, I mean, I don't think so. That seems, it seems like a really expensive way to do that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But that became this like weird rumor. It's like, well, you go to Vegas to fuck people, I guess, which I mean, I don't know. I brought my wife with me, so
So
I mean, I guess
it's kind of true.